Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you still need help. Share post now. Just to let you know what Paulie and Scott are doing, they're sharing this feed on their pages. It takes a few minutes, so sorry, just bear with us here. Okay, it's just
Looks good.
Good?
Okay. Watching.
All right, so if you're new to the Sex and Suicide podcast page, Sundays we do is called a Soulfire Sunday, where we talk about mental health. It's just three guys on a couch chatting away. If your Facebook live feed fucks up, we always do a backup on iTunes as well as Spreaker, and we also have the backup video, which is fully edited on our YouTube channel. So feel free to, if you have any problems while you're viewing, you gotta turn your volume off, dude.
Sorry.
It's okay. If you have any problems while you're viewing, you can always catch us on the other platforms, whether it's YouTube or iTunes if you like audio, or Spreaker, whatever else. I've got to give a shout out to my boy Alan, who's helping us with the podcast and the renovations. So this week, the lights might look a little different. We've got some new lighting here.
You look brighter.
So do you.
Thanks, bud.
It looks good. I like it in here. And thanks to you guys for bringing your shirts. I'm just tired as hell and just wore my regular shirt.
I wanted to feel a little spring in my step today.
You got your flippy flops on? Or?
I had flip-flops on, yeah.
You did.
I was just sick. I'm sick of winter.
You can tell with the weather right now. We're based out of London, Ontario. Right now the weather's at, what is it, 9 degrees out there?
It's 11 degrees today.
11 degrees, and we're in Canada, so it's Celsius. So for our American viewers, that's what, like 60-something degrees, I think.
I believe
so, something like that. But it's nice for us because we've had a really long winter here. I just stopped shoveling this week because I got sick of the snow. I figured if I stopped shoveling, it would stop coming. Shittiest landlord in the history. I'm not going to win an award downstairs with the guy that rents for being the best landlord, that's for sure. But
I almost slipped coming in, jerk.
oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. I forgot about you. I should have actually got out and been a good guy and done that for you.
At least Paulie was there.
Yeah.
How was your week, guys? Thanks for wearing your Sex and Suicide shirts. And I guess, we'll just kind of tell you guys what we've been up to. For the people that are new to the Sex and Suicide podcast, we started a 15-week program of cognitive behavioral therapy, which is basically working on beating our anxiety, our depression, and just life skills and coping with stress. And we thought we'd share that with you. We have 2 more weeks to go to finish the program. Again, you can catch the previous podcast where we talk about anxiety and depression and work through different ways to kind of cope with that. And you can find those on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page if you want to watch the previous live videos. We've done up to 13 weeks. We still have 14 and 15 to go. Tonight we're just going to do sort of a catch-up on the program and with each other and just kind of check in. It's been a few weeks here, and we want to continue every Sunday, hopefully until we get the studio renovated behind us. But for now, we're going to use the old platform, which is this, and the couch, the famous couch. This couch is getting lots of attention. Have you noticed that? So you guys are talking about, we got another article written in London Fuse, I think it was.
I think that's what it's called, yeah.
And how did you guys find the article? It was written by Angela. She did a good job, eh?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and that was, so now, it's funny how things work because this podcast has actually been covered by Huffington Post was the first one that picked it up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, and then Fanshawe College, which is in here our hometown of London, Ontario, and now University of Western Ontario. So it's funny because we wanted to originally kind of branch out to students who are kind of suffering, right? And be their support system. And then Huffington Post starts it, and then it goes to the students, which is still great. It's awesome. But it's funny how the social media thing kind of works now. But how was your week, guys? Tell me about your week. Obviously a better day. We're all kind of in better spirits.
Yeah, better spirits.
The sun always...
My week has been stressful, I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Yeah, it's been really stressful. I'm moving.
You're moving?
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm done with the podcast, but I'm moving to the beach.
You are?
Nice.
I'm moving to Goderich in 2 weeks from Friday.
And that's, what prompted that decision?
Life. Yeah.
Life?
Life
Love?
did. Love and life.
Love.
It's not the greatest situation, but it is a situation that I've been thinking about leaving London for a while now, and I'm grateful that I was here for my recovery, and it's done a lot for me, and I love London. I think that I'm at a place in my life now where I need to get going on with life and set some roots down, and that's not going to be in my 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
So I'm going to be moving to Goderich.
Which isn't too far from here anyway.
No, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes.
Right.
So it's the beach life, right? So I'll be able to go to the beach every day and live the life that way. So I got a few job opportunities with the YMCA, and then doing some stuff with a boys group home that are guys that are struggling, youth up to the age of 18 that are struggling with mental health or addiction or
That's awesome.
just life skills and stuff. So I'm
Good for
going to
you,
do a little
man.
bit of work there. And it's kind of
Making a difference.
making a difference. And not that I'm not making a difference here, but I feel like as much as I travel around, I notice that these little smaller towns have dick all.
Right.
They have nothing. You know, and not that I'm the Messiah, but I hope that I can be, plug myself into that community and people can know that there's someone in that community that cares.
How do you think that's going to affect you though in the winter? Because that's going to also have the same effect,
Oh
right?
yeah, it's gonna be an adjustment. I lived in every major city in Canada,
Right.
And now I'm moving to a town of 9,000 people.
Yeah.
Living on public transit.
Yeah.
So
Really?
I've lived in like every other Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton,
Okay.
Hamilton, London, Toronto,
Wow.
and now Goderich.
I'm glad you stay here for a bit. So we
Yeah.
can-
I'm still gonna come back every Sunday night to do these things because I think I need to still be plugged into, this scene, and I'm committed to doing this. I think what we've done is,
We want you here.
been way bigger than what we ever thought it was. Right?
Yeah,
I think this is blown up, and that's not the only reason I'm staying. I think that we've all made a commitment to mental health. We've made the commitment to smash this stigma.
Yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
because I'm going to live away doesn't mean that I'm done that fight.
Yeah.
So it's stressful. I definitely cried a lot this week. I can't lie to you because I'm packing up my stuff in this place that it might not be a big deal to people, but this is the first place that I've ever lived in on my own where I've been
Sober too, right?
Sober.
Yeah.
Been able to pay rent.
That's huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
I live in my car,
Yeah, absolutely,
I was able to
man.
pay my rent and live in a place for more than 6 months.
Yeah.
I am a year over my lease, which is unheard of for me, right?
Right,
Like, no way, didn't pay rent for the last 6 months, got a deed, I've done that before. And so it sucks kind of packing up my stuff, it leaves me, I've had a great time in London.
Yeah.
I really have, and I've met some incredible people. I've met some real shitty people, but I think
That's
shitty,
everywhere.
There's shitty people in Goderich too,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's bittersweet. It's like I took down all my art off my wall today, so now it's all bare and
It's a weird feeling.
I want to go put it back up just for 2 weeks, but I gotta pack. I have to pack, but I'm hello. Like the art kind of dulls the echo, right?
Yeah.
So I did a little bit last night, and I got kind of upset, and I just thought I'll leave it on the walls for tonight, and
deal with
at least I
it
can
one
wake
step
up.
at a time.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's one step at a time. So yeah, I'm stressed, but
Change, man. It's good.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to start a new chapter in my life.
Good for you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Do well.
I think we're emotional people in general. I don't know, just because of what we've dealt with or whatever. So moving just anything change and seeing stuff come down and boxing, it's difficult.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough. And I mean, it's putting shit in boxes.
Yeah.
It's putting shit that I've looked at every day for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Just in boxes.
It's you know what though, dude? It's a good time to kind of flush. During this change, you can kind of it's like a reset button again, right? You've accomplished a lot you've moved from your car to your apartment to living on your own and paying rent and being responsible and being sober.
Yeah.
And now you're in that next step of hey, this is the next step. And that's anxiety producing in itself.
But I remember praying for this.
Yeah.
I remember one time praying for a life that I could get out of London, because I was just I know a lot of people that live just down the street, on the street in the parking lot. So when I go down and catch the bus and I see those people, it's not my compassion comes out. I'm like, I wish you guys could have found it just like I could.
Yeah.
And I hesitate to, they're begging for money, and I know that they're not going to get a cheeseburger. So it's tough for me to. I don't want to be an enabler, but I don't want to push them away. So
It's
I say,
a tough spot, eh?
hey, I'll buy a burger.
Yeah.
I'll buy a Coca-Cola, but I'm not going to give you cash.
Everyone struggles with that too, because I remember growing up and my mom and dad being like, well, they're just going to spend it on drugs, right?
And it's true. And
but when they hold a sign, when someone's outside holding a sign saying, I'm hungry, please help, you can't help but empathize with that person and be like, man, if I was starving, and I'm on my way to do something, I can't stop to like take you for food,
Right.
but like maybe on my way back I'll give you a Happy Meal or something. But
And usually those people aren't still there.
I know.
They've got
Yeah.
the cash. They're at the liquor depot. They're ready to rock.
yeah, I'm sure there are some that use it for food.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
You're
too,
probably
yeah.
right. That's the general
Yeah.
use.
I hate generalizing that, but I understand being on the street. You know.
Yeah, but you've been there, so you can talk from experience.
For sure, yeah.
So-
I can definitely say from experience that when I was looking for money, it was for drugs and booze.
Yeah.
It wasn't for food. Food was the last thing on my mind, right?
Right.
Someone had some scraps on the
Did
table.
you say it was for food though? Did
Oh,
you?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a phone call or a bus ticket. Or,
Yeah.
you know, like when you're in active addiction, you'll do just about anything or say just about anything so you can get some cash. You know,
Right.
that's just the way it is. That you'll do.
How's your week, buddy? How's my recovering giant?
Shrinking.
Shrinking, right?
My one leg is shrinking rapidly.
Yeah, you showed us that. You showed us the difference between the legs before. You don't necessarily need to show the viewers, but
Chicken leg and
Yeah.
one muscle.
Even your chicken leg is 2 of my legs.
It's relative, I guess.
It's relative,
It's relative.
yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
it's healing well.
Yeah, it is actually. So I
Yeah.
can't complain. It's it's one of those things you focus on the negative, but
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, it's been
Yeah,
5
very good.
weeks, and I think I'm ahead of schedule and got 60 degrees of motion, and
Yeah, good.
I've got my dancing shoes all ready to go. And
Nice. How you feeling otherwise?
not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. It was the start of the week was tough, I think, because the weather and it was crappy, and the weather changed like when it got cold and dipped there. Like,
Fuck, man.
it screwed me up.
Screwed me up
Like,
too, dude. With the time change too in there,
Yeah,
and like.
and I really feel it in my knees. Like,
Did you guys notice the time change?
Mhm.
I loved it. I personally, I was like, bring it on.
I
forgot.
enjoy. You did.
I
Eh?
forgot, and I got in my car. I'm like,
What's that?
hell?
That doesn't match my
Yeah,
phone.
I'm like,
Yeah.
am I late? Like, where am I
I
going?
know it affects a lot of people, you know, that time change, like for sure. But for me, I was like, yep.
This is the the good
yeah.
time change because you know that you're getting the additional sunlight,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
And
It's nice that
The
it's
first
not-
night,
yeah.
like that Sunday night, I looked outside, it was 7:30 and the sun was still up.
It's
Yeah.
And I was
nice.
like, I just won the Stanley Cup. Like, thank you, universe.
I know
Yeah.
it is. It is
It's
a nice.
so nice to feel.
Yeah.
This is a better like this time change. I find is better, but you do lose that hour,
You
right?
lose
So it's it's playing catch up. And I mean, I remember because for those of you that don't know, we've kind of been on a hiatus. A lot of that was because in September I went back to school. Paulie went back to coaching. Scotty had some health stuff he had to deal with. So during that time, I got a weekend job. So I'm now bartending, and I was doing some social media managing as well as other tasks. So on the weekends, I'm at the bar and I'm bartending, and people think that's kind of fucked up because I'm the sober guy, like almost 2.5 years sober. Now I'm on the other side of the bar serving drinks. But you know that saying of like, your bartender is kind of your therapist in a way?
Yeah.
I get to see that, and people, now that I do the podcast, people come up and actually like, man, they'll tell me when they're drunk that they're struggling. And they'll
Right.
say, we should probably go. I might never hear from them when they're sober,
Right.
mind you, but the fact that they come and talk
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, I know who
Like
to
we're
Open up a dialogue.
yeah, and I know who to look out for when they're at the bar, and it's like, and they know I'm coming from a good place. But that night, I remember it's all of a sudden like we're closed up, and usually we close around 3, but your phone says 4. By the time you go to bed, it's 5 in the morning. You're like, fuck. This is getting back this week on schedule was tough.
And the sun comes up.
Yeah, it's like 6 in the
Yeah.
morning. I'm like, you know what? When I go to bed at 6 in the morning, usually there's a fucking pile of blow that just finished on the table, right?
Yeah.
Or used to be over 3 years
Yeah.
ago. But now it's just like, man, I'm having all these like anxiety and past experiences of 6 in the morning and
Like,
still.
where can I go now?
Yeah,
Get the
yeah,
party going.
yeah. And now you're just like, I gotta get to sleep. I gotta get to sleep.
Drive to Toronto to the after hours.
Yeah. So, but that being said, I mean, I'm exhausted today
Oh, yeah?
because St. Patty's
Yeah.
Day was. We decorated Thursday night, and Friday night was working. Yesterday decorated and working. So it's been on my feet a lot and losing. You can tell my voice
Your voice
is
is
going
going,
a little bit
yeah.
from trying to scream at people. But yeah, I'm glad we do this. I'm glad we get to sit at the couch. This kind of revives me, and I don't know, man. It's been an interesting week. We had that article. We also, the last podcast, we talked about